What's up, you guys? I'm Frank, and welcome back to the channel. We're continuing on our journey today with The Haunting of Hill House, episode 3. Last time, we focused quite a bit on Shirley, right? Yeah, Shirley. And I think I mentioned too that the show's really a lot more drama focused than I had anticipated it to be, which is cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm only 2 episodes deep, but I'm enjoying it so far. We're slowly building up that story. And it looks like the way we had kind of a Shirley episode last time, hopefully throughout the next ones to come, we kind of get a bit of a deep dive into all the siblings and like the dad as well, just to kind of piece together everything that's going on, in particular with Luke. I'm interested in him, not just because he's handsome. Obviously everybody kind of has their baggage and their issues stemming back from their childhood, but Luke in particular seems to be one that has really fallen on hard times. So I'm just kind of curious as to how my man ended up to be in the situation that he is now. Blah blah blah, let's just get right into it. But before we do, if you're new here and you want to come along for this journey or anything else, I'm checking out movies, shows, there's a lot of stuff out there to check out, and I'm here for it. We'll just see where this takes us. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'd appreciate it, and if not, it's cool that you're just here to check out this video, and I appreciate you being here. So let's just jump right into it. Whoa.
Not you, Nelly?
Please be Nelly. I feel like it's too soon for a scare. Literally just started.
Nelly?
Oh, she's gone. And this is Theo, right? I think it said Theodora.
And that's the first night I saw him. Mr. Smiley. Coming out from where he lives.
Mr. Smiley. It's not a creepy name at all.
What does Mr. Smiley look like?
Just a big smile. Too big. He's always smiling, but he isn't happy.
That's a very eerie description, to be smiling all the time but not happy. Hello.
But when I was scared, I would imagine myself building a big wall all around me made of the strongest bricks in the whole world.
But she would imagine herself behind this protective barrier, a huge brick wall.
We're great builders. We make ourselves really safe. And no one ever gets in.
She said we're great builders and make ourselves very safe so that no one ever gets in. And we know that she's living with her sister in the back house, right? And from the way her sister, the older one, talks about her, Shirley, she seems to have a lot of like casual relationships with people, not very like the way she had that girl over and then just kicked her out. And then the sister also commented that she kind of does that a lot. And now I think what kind of builds on that is she's saying that she herself imagined herself building this huge wall to protect her so that nobody else can get in. So maybe it's a form of her like protecting herself by distancing herself from other people in a way.
All our kids have always had to go through an adjustment. This
Could be normal. The foster care system isn't the easiest place to grow up.
She's looking at the smiley face. That's creepy. What's up with the gloves, Or is that kind of building upon what I was saying earlier? Because the gloves is another form of not being in contact with people. The way she shook their hands with the gloves on, right? And I think the only time that she wasn't wearing the gloves was when she was sleeping with the other woman.
Do you feel cold right there?
Yep.
I told you.
Okay.
My apologies. No, it's a very small spot, just right here.
So the mom is experiencing stuff here too. And it seems like she's kind of asking Mrs. Dudley for her opinion because we know she's very religious.
I like the drive. It gives me time to think. And the food's better at home.
If it's shopping you don't like, you could always find someone to go with you. Someone like that girl from last night.
And give up all this.
See, she's encouraging her to build more of a relationship with that girl from before. Because she doesn't build relationships with people. It's all very passing and fleeing.
You always figure out how to help. I'm so good with them.
And then this one. Stuff. She's like a brick wall.
I know the type.
Exactly. I was about to say, kind of sounds like you. She knows the type.
Oh, what is that smell?
What smell?
You can't smell that? It smells the same in here as the rest of the house.
Wait, he said, what is that smell? So he's picking up on something strange in this room too.
I'm Theodora, but I like my friends to call me Theo.
No glove when she's shaking a kid's hand though. That's interesting. Why is that? Is it because she genuinely wants to connect with the child she's trying to help? So she's open to connecting with him. Well, yeah, because it's literally her job to do so, right? Oh, shit. A lion doorknob. Oh. Okay. Goddamn.
You're not funny, Luke.
That's not Luke. I was half expecting it to be one of her siblings, but it's clearly not. She's wearing the gloves. Also in the nightclub, everything's very loud and blaring and distant. You know, like there's a lot of people there, but like it's in the dark. You can't really talk. You know, it's a place where she can be around people but not really associate with them. Oh, there she is again. So now is she gonna actually speak with her? No, she's not interested in speaking further, or not yet at least. Who knows?
Your little brother was getting into
Want to
trouble.
let go of his arm?
Oh shit. All right, Theo, sticking up for your brother.
You don't have to be so mean about it. She's not mean.
She's cold.
Scared.
Oh, she's scared.
What makes you say that?
She's not mean, she's scared. I like how assertive and protective she was over Luke right there. Oh, dude. Get out of there, man.
What are you doing? Trying to take a ride in this elevator? Dumbwaiter.
Done waiter. Dude, that seems like so dangerous.
You ready? Going up!
Oh, this is so bad. Okay, where's it going to though? A basement? Of course, the flashlight starts. What was that? What is that? Oh my god, what is that? Oh shit. That looks so gross, man. Was it like half a torso crawling towards them?
Go to your room. Come here. Come here.
Oh
Let's see,
man.
honey. Let's see what happened. Okay. There's no scrapes.
Could you imagine how frightening that is for Theo too? Just hearing him scream from down there, kind of knowing you're the one that put him in that situation. If something like worse happened to him, that would be like such a traumatic moment. in her life for her, as well as for Theo, obviously, parallel to now. But this is kind of drawing upon the Mr. Smiley monster that the other kid was talking about. The blanket's moving. Jesus. Oh. Speaking of Mr. Smiley, I presume.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yes, correct. Jesus indeed.
You really got my head, girl.
You are that girl.
No.
Oh, and this is when she learns. I just assumed that everybody kind of already knew and we were moving on. I don't know why I did. Oh my God. And I was so invested in this moment too that I kind of forgot that that happened as well.
And I'm still missing 2 groomsmen. I'm gonna check the kitchen.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So we haven't seen anything of the husband in present day, whether they were together or not. Still, there was no mention of him. Only references to this wedding. So I'm wondering why that is now.
Stacy!
Just a sec.
That's the thing about weddings.
I feel like this is such like a movie and TV thing. Like I've never been to a wedding where shit like that is happening, to be honest. It's very like just never experienced anything like that. That's all I'm saying. At the wedding. Oh. Hi.
Hey.
Did they like not know about her?
I love you.
Oh, that's sweet.
My kids are gonna ask me how she died. And you'll tell them.
They do.
Tell them what? She killed herself?
She is really in favor of just the blatant truth because she resents how much her father just never said anything.
Because I don't want to have to tell them that I'm fucking pissed at Auntie Nell, who should have known better than most.
Yeah, she is angry at her.
She fucking knew better. She did it anyway.
Wow, man. I love Theo so far now, man. She feels so real, man. And like having that response of being angry at her sister for doing that, that also just feels like so understandable. Like I'm sure she's sad as well and depressed. Obviously, look at her. She can't even look. Obviously, she's devastated, but also mixing in and mentioning the fact that she's angry at her. It feels just so understandable.
They don't believe me.
I'm sorry.
First they said Abigail's not real. Now they said the basement's not real.
Who was Abigail? Was that the girl he was seeing again? Oh, she found a hidden door that goes down to the basement. Is it like a how do you say, like a winery? Not a winery, but I guess a winery. A place that you store alcohol, right? Yeah, it is. And then earlier in the episode, we saw that she found the box of wine with her dad.
This is gonna sound really strange, but would you mind if I took a quick look down in your basement?
She's becoming more invested with her case specifically because of the parallels that she's seeing between them two. Oh, she's... What's happening? What is she experiencing? She's gonna see the smiley guy, huh? Oh, you can see it, a smile in the floorboard.
I'll dive back in with her this week.
Thank you.
She chose not to wear her gloves. Oh, no, dude.
Your smile.
Okay. I really don't hope it's what I'm thinking. So she's calling social services now, so she's obviously being abused in some way in the basement. And that's Mr. Smiley that she sees always in the basement.
I really, really don't like that you went down there by yourself.
I just wanted to show you that Luke was right.
But I love that you're so brave.
Yeah, she's really cool. Awesome because, okay, she's feeling something. Oh my god. So she kind of saw in a way what I'm assuming happened to her or happens. Yeah, and they came for him. She was right. Because he is Mr. Smiley, right? That is rough, man.
Your grandmother was like that too. She was sensitive. I've wondered if you and your sisters might be a little sensitive.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Sensitive people, they sometimes need, well,
Is it the gloves? It is, huh? So the mom is kind of saying it's sort of something that's inherited down, that came from their grandmother to her and now her kids. What does she feel? Oh my god, what? Probably saw or felt something that she felt maybe on the night that she ended her own life. Kind of like the way she saw her mom earlier in that flashback when she touched her. She kind of just caught a glimpse of what happened to her mom.
Whoa. Well, hang
And
on.
Theo called her right now as a form of distraction because of what she experienced.
How are you? How was your day? Stuff like that.
Well,
She's
let's
not
see.
interested.
My day
Or is she going to be brutally honest?
that I was treating was getting molested by her foster dad. But that just means the girl goes back into the system, so. Good job, me. She built up so many emotional walls. I touched her hand and I didn't even.
Oh, wow. She was about to
She just needed help, and no
talk
one
about
was listening.
her, the way she's sensitive to things. She just needed help and
And
no
it's
one was
so much like
listening.
Nellie.
Nellie, yes, I was about to say. She's drawing that connection to her sister now and what happened. And this girl doesn't even know about what happened to Nellie. She just mentioned it. Oh shit. That kind of got to me a bit. And that's why Theo needs this escape. Before we continue. It kind of got to me a bit because it's just so rough, you know, how she's saying essentially she did save the girl in a way and she did her job in helping her and reporting the parent to the authorities. But the unfortunate part of that is that now she's potentially, I guess, going to be taken away and then put right back into the foster system, and kind of have to repeat that whole process of getting adopted again. Like she said earlier, going through the foster system is not easy. No. And she mentioned in that part right now how this girl had put up so many walls that even her, with this kind of special capability of picking up on when something is wrong, when she makes contact with people, she was not able to grasp anything. And she was about to share that with this person, but then realized she would have no idea what she's talking about. And then again, she made the very sad and unfortunate parallel to her sister Nellie, how she just needed help, but nobody was listening. Sorry, I just had to kind of vocalize that a little bit, what was going on in my head, but we can push forward. I'm really liking this episode a lot. It's so good. She feels something.
Stop!
What's happening?
Touch me.
Wow. Okay. And that's why she has such a problem with making contact with people and opening up, is because literally she's so sensitive to everything, right? And especially, she probably correlates that back to that moment when her father grabbed her and she saw something obviously very disturbing and traumatic. So she's very wary of who makes contact with her. God. And then just right now, because she had opened up to that, I don't even remember her name, this other girl she's talking to, she welcomed her and told her to touch her and make contact with her. So at the very end of this episode, she took a huge step and opened up like that. Had to get a beer, but that episode was so good, man. They did such a great job with Theo, the actress that played her, writers that made her, was so solid. They fleshed her out so well throughout this episode, from kind of explaining why this gift, this power, whatever you want to call it or describe it as, this sensitivity that they say she has, the way this has affected her throughout her life until her adulthood, and kind of caused her to, how she said, in her childhood, build these walls with these big bricks so that nobody can reach her or hurt her, as a method of protecting herself, which is so sad, right? We've seen how withdrawn she is and distant she is, unwilling to connect with other people because of how sensitive she is to them, right? To the point where it can be painful and hurt her, so she just blocks everything off and away from her. And then she seems very hesitant to even share this sensitivity that she has with the people around her, because it would probably maybe sound ridiculous, or maybe she thinks they wouldn't understand what she's trying to explain, and which kind of further distances her from other people. It's her unwillingness to open up herself, ironically, right, and share this thing that she has or experiences. And now in present day, she kind of uses that, though, to help children, foster kids, or just maybe kids in rough living situations, trying to understand them and hear them out, by, as they showed multiple times, she would willingly take off her glove and make physical contact with them to try and figure out what's going on with them in their heads, in their living situations, which it has to make the whole situation with her discovering about her sister Nell taking her life even worse, because her job is literally to help children, and Nell is the youngest, I believe, as well. So she's like her kid sister. I'm sure she sees her as a child to some degree still. Her job is to help kids, hear them out. And she said in this episode that nobody I think nobody was there to listen to Nell, and that includes her. Something that it's literally her job to do. So that has to be so hard on her. You know? It's just like Theo's life has been so seems like traumatic and sad and just so human, you know? And that's the thing that this episode really did, was humanize her so well to a degree that I legit like cared about her, right? By the end of it, throughout it, I was like, god damn, she's like been through so much stuff to the point where like it's getting to me. Like at the end, when she finally chose to open up and she told that girl, I forgot her name, sorry, to touch her, she said it out loud. That was like a big moment for her to be like, okay, I'm inviting somebody to make a connection with me, something that I never do. And when she was explaining what had happened throughout her day and kind of touched upon the tragedy of her sister, didn't explain it outright, but touched upon it, as she was expressing how heavy her day-to-day life, her job, and the sensitivity weighs on her, it like got to me a little bit, you know. I was surprised, but it did, man. And that's how you know that a show or movie has successfully like connected with you in a way where it invokes something like that from you involuntarily. It just happens. It's so good, man. I gotta say, not to discredit the last episode that was also good, but this one just hit a little harder, you know. It hit differently to the point where it resonated for sure with me. And I feel like I was about to say Theo's like my favorite, but it's literally episode 3 and there's like a bunch of characters we haven't explored yet. But I feel like Theo has set such a high bar to where like I enjoy her character so much, where it's hard to kind of imagine other characters to come close or surpass. But the show's been really good so far, and from the good things people have said about it, I'm sure, you know, there's got to be other really solid episodes like this. So I'm sure, you know, I'm hoping it'll be the same with the other characters, especially with Luke. How I said, I'm very interested in seeing how he got to where he is now. So I'm just open to it, man. This episode in particular, super solid, and has made me even more excited to watch more. And I'm super glad that I chose to trust the recommendation from some of you, because the shows, that was good, man. All right, I feel like I'm just repeating myself now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks for sticking around and watching this with me. Don't forget to let me know what you thought about the episode below. I'd love to talk about it, honestly. I'm sure there's stuff that I missed about it too that I'd love to discuss with all of you, so go ahead and let me know. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. If you don't, hey, no worries. Just thanks for being here for even just this one video. I appreciate it, and you guys have a good rest of your day. Yeah.